today. These two talented and committed women with two very, very different personalities have also figured out a way to work so effectively and so together that they've become a real dynamic duo. Diana Spans, Executive Co-Director for Health and Family Support, is a longtime member of the New Jersey for Healthcare Coalition's leadership team, bringing her expertise and advocacy on behalf of New Jersey's special needs kids and families to the coalition of more than 80 affiliated organizations. Perhaps the best words to describe Diana were recently found on her Facebook profile page. I told you I've been doing some looking, and she's not even one of my friends. I had to go to one of her friends to find this out. But she actually had for her profile at one point these words: speak up, take action, create change. And these words are words that Diana has incorporated into both her personal and professional life. She is highly educated, go blue, and I'll talk about that in a minute, because I have a go blue connection. And she's received numerous awards and acknowledgments in her field, serving on some very impressive councils and committees. I also discovered something I never knew about her, and that is that she's actually an attorney who brings her analytical skills to the table when dealing with the very complicated issues of healthcare. Fiercely proud of her Native American and Cajun heritage, Diana has committed herself to the challenge of providing services and support to an increasingly diverse community. She is both a social and community activist. She and her husband, who I have been told is also well known in the Newark community in which they live and beyond, have a number of children that they have adopted, some with special needs, some without, ranging in ages from, I believe, she'll tell you better, from something like the teens to almost the 30s. Some with special needs, some with not. She is incredibly, she's incredibly committed to her roots and makes it a point to return at least once each year to her family who are living in Louisiana. Diana and I share a couple of things. We're both vegetarians and we both enjoy folk music. And then there's the Michigan connection, go blue, because she's a graduate of University of Michigan. And I have to say that 47 members of my extended family are go blue people. And my granddaughter was almost named Jalen Rose, but we made a slight adjustment for the birth. So Diana is incredibly deserving of this award, of the award that she is receiving tonight. So I'd like to call Diana up to accept her award.
Yeah! Woo! Woo!
This is a warning about what you put in your Facebook page. First of all, thank you very much. Thank you so much for this wonderful honor. It's really a privilege to be recognized in this way by New Jersey's premier advocacy organization. And I have to say, this is really especially enjoyed working with the New Jersey for Healthcare Coalition organizers, Maura and Dina and Ada. I hope I pronounced that right. I want to thank my children who led me to this profession. You have tolerated my years of workaholism and still turned out to be wonderful young women of whom I'm very proud. I also have to thank my husband. We have been together since we were 19. He's a Michigander.
Woo!
And in a few weeks, it'll be 40 years together.
Woo!
You have supported me every step of the way and have been an invaluable sounding board. Many thanks to Deborah, my co-director, who shares this award with me tonight. I have benefited so greatly from your calm leadership and matter-of-fact approach to our important work. Our work would not be possible without the wisdom and expertise of Peg Kinsell, who's here tonight, our policy director.
Woo! Hey!
He was such an able and compelling advocate for the policy issues that impact New Jersey's children and families. Our accomplishments also rest on the shoulders of all of our amazing and diverse staff. Thank you so much for coming tonight and surprising us.
Woo!
Span volunteer resource parents, parent-to-parent support parents, parent leaders of local parent advisory groups, and other parent leaders who bring their lived experience, compassion, and commitment to making a difference to all that they do. We are proud to support their efforts to speak up, take action, and create change. But finally, my greatest thanks have to go to New Jersey families, many of whom face tremendous obstacles raising their children in the face of poverty, discrimination, inadequate education, healthcare, and other services, and systems that do not meet their needs. Their passion to ensure that their children receive a quality education, healthcare, and other services, despite these tremendous barriers, motivates me every day. Wayne Arneson, a Unitarian minister, said in one of my favorite quotes, "Take courage, friends. The way is often hard, the path is never clear, and the stakes are very high. Take courage, for deep down there is another truth. You are not alone." Thanks to all of you for walking this path to justice and social change with me. It is so very good to know that we are not alone. Thank you so much.
Woo!
Okay, now to part two of the dynamic duo, and I don't think we've ever done this before, two people from one organization. Deborah Jennings is the Executive Co-Director for Education and Parent Leadership Development of SPAN. She has a great deal of expertise in education reform and leadership development, with a wide range of formal education in economics, business, finance, public administration, and nonprofit management. She has become a leader in her field. Several years ago, I had my first real experience of working directly with Deborah when Citizen Action brought together 55 stakeholders and advocacy groups in the education field to lay the foundation for the development of a broad-based statewide public education coalition, with the goal of forming one organization, while the goal of forming one large, strong organization was not realized. Deborah's leadership and participation in the effort enabled public education advocates to come together to begin to build the sufficient influence and capacity to advance the comprehensive educational reforms that New Jersey so desperately needs. Deborah's commitment to ensuring that the voices of parents, families, and communities are never left out of discussions or policies and practices remains steadfast. Married with two daughters who have followed her into the field of education, Deborah surrounds herself with a large expanded network of friends and family. From her activities in her church, especially with her Bible babes, I also got that from Facebook, so I hope that that was okay. I don't want to be disrespectful. To family gatherings at which everyone gets all gussied up, to her interactions with young folks, both at work and in her neighborhood. Deborah touches a wide range of people in both her professional and her personal life. Kicking back and listening to Otis Redding or Luther Vandross, or watching two of my favorite shows, Scandal and Law and Order, and you can never get enough of Law and Order. Deborah Jennings does, in the little time she reserves for herself, at least get a chance to lay out and relax. This is truly a woman who makes a difference, and she is someone that Citizen Action is incredibly proud to honor tonight. Deborah, come on up.
Woo! Woo-hoo!
I just want to say that I'm so humbled and what they wanted was to have their children to be treated as equals, to be included, to be part of the lives of everyone else, to be with their typical peers. And that was 26 years ago. And in that time, unfortunately, which is really a generation, not very much has changed in New Jersey, particularly in regard to the inclusion of children with disabilities along their typical peers. But a lot has changed in our organization, and so much of what has changed has been because we are so committed to the kinds of coalitions that New Jersey Citizen Action is involved in. Because what we do know is that children can only be and children can only do better when families can do better, when families can be better. And so by being better in our ways as advocates and speaking out on all that long list of issues that Phyllis read, is really the only way that we can actually ultimately achieve what is the vision of those women who were at that kitchen table 25 years ago. I want to say, as always, ditto to everything Diana said. And also, except for all the husband stuff, but I do want to, I really want to have a big shout out for the staff at SPAN, because we have a really interesting and exciting culture in our organization, and we have a lot of people who are just really committed to doing whatever it takes, whenever it takes, and I think everybody has at least 8 jobs, and very few complaints, and I really appreciate every single one of you. I want to thank one of my daughters is here, and she's the one who actually sort of started me on this trip. I remember she had to be about 2 years old, and she was crawling around in the boardroom of the Montclair Public Schools, and the superintendent at that time was Mary Lee Fitzgerald, and she was just sort of crawling around and sort of, you know, really always very good at meetings. Never noisy, but who knows what she was getting into. And now she's 27 years old, and she's getting ready to be a mom.
Oh, that's awesome. Woo!
And I want to thank my husband who's here, who, you know, a lot of times I used to say I was sleeping with the enemy because he's an educator. But, you know, we've learned a lot together, and we now are very much in one accord in terms of all of the real challenging issues that our teachers and educators are facing right now. And he finally has figured out that I do know what I'm talking about. And then my sister is here to represent my huge extended family that does like to party a lot. And I want to thank her and so much of my family, because, you know, growing up in Chicago, it really is where I started in terms of being an advocate and being really involved in politics, because, you know, you always have a lot that you have to speak out against when you're in a place where people know only one mayor, which was Daley at the time. And so, you know, we spent a lot of time fighting against the bullies back then, and I just want to say that I appreciate all of you, and I want us to all continue to join together and to fight together, because there are so many more fights ahead of us. But like Phyllis said, we will win. Thank you.
Special shout out to Peg Kinsel, who sits on the Time to Care Coalition.